Hey, this is Who All Come in the Kinfolk podcast. I'm a real assassin, and we got Jay Monet.
Hey,
Hey, girl. Okay, so before we start talking about friendship in the grown woman era, give me your
grown
start for the
woman
week.
area. You
hmm
already know you go first.
Me, I'm gonna say it's a 1.5, too. I know that's very low for our listeners out there. For me to give a low rating, bitch,
It's
it's
kind of
been
it's kind of
been
trending
tough.
though. It's kind
I
of trending that
know.
way. I mean,
I know. It's just the emotional toll. Work is, it's fine. Like I said, y'all already know I said my work goes through seasons, so you know, certain parts of the operation gear up and other parts slow down and stuff, whatever. So, but for the most part, we are on our Memorial Day weekend. This will be a couple of weeks after by the time this airs out, but so we are
hmm
going through Memorial Day. So, graduation galore or promotional ceremonies galore. Stop saying graduation if they're just moving from the sixth to the seventh grade.
my
Um,
baby graduated middle school.
no, she promoted. Yeah, she got
She
promoted to high school.
graduated middle school. We
Okay,
had
whatever.
a
And it's parents like you that just make
ceremony.
me want to flick you in your ear. Okay,
That's
so
fine.
but yeah, that's my start for the week. We're gonna say a solid one
Just
and a
a
half.
two.
One
Oh
and a
my gosh, darn it! That's down one from the Mother's Day week. Okay.
I know,
Um.
I know.
Um. My week, as I make my drink, my week,
Right.
I didn't bring enough ice with me, whatever. My
That's all
week
right. That just means it won't be watered down.
was timeless. It was very timeless.
Okay,
Girl, I
okay.
didn't realize the bottle you gave me was unopened. Hold on, bitch. I thought I was.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
you got
So that is actually a black owned vodka. So go ahead and let the people see the bottle again. We're not sponsored, y'all, but we trying to find, other stuff. So
I don't know if that. Yeah.
just wow. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
there
go.
you
Look, you
go.
just gotta
There
angle
you
it
go.
down. Okay, yeah.
So but yeah, so
I
it's
feel like
just
I've
one of those
tasted this
weeks.
one, but I'm not sure. But I bring a shot glass up here with me. Do I have a shot glass up here? That's crazy. I ain't got no shot glass
What?
up here. I ain't got no shot glass up here. That's
No.
crazy. Yeah, well, okay.
Just like she's not
No, it's
prepared
fine.
at all.
Anyway, whatever. I'm gonna give my week. I'm gonna give my week because it feel like this they start in the garbage and then you give an
hmm
opportunity to either be garbage or do better.
hmm
Because I'm rooting for every week. I really am.
Right.
But with the holiday and retail specifically, um, I'm gonna give it a two. I'm gonna give it a two, and it's not even saying anything like negative actually happened this week, other than just being short staffed at work and then being underappreciated, underappreciated. But really, other than that, I just kind of tired. But I kind of had like an aha or like a epiphany moment like this last week, where it's kind
Mhm.
of like I think it was Carlos Miller, actually, the comedian. He was talking about, being motherless as an adult. And it kind of like put words into I'm not in therapy, but it kind of put words into like what I was kind of going through as far as
Mhm.
like losing your mom, like feeling like untethered or like losing um, you know. So it's kind of like I've been drowning and didn't realize, that I was drowning, or realized I was drowning, but like didn't couldn't I couldn't figure out what was going on. So it's kind of like um when he said that, and it was really good what he said, but it just kind of reminded me that yeah, bitch, you still going through some shit. You gonna have good days, you gonna have bad days, and everybody's like, oh, get the first over with. So it's like
Yeah,
first
that's what I said. I'm
this
ready for the year of the first to be over with.
girl,
Like
because it's
it's
like
hard.
it's hard, but see, y'all don't realize how like out there, how like integral She was introvert.
No
I ain't
integral.
even okay. I haven't even been drinking. I'm like, we bust out these words. I did some community college, okay?
Yeah, no.
No less saying. Did some trade school too. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm it's just hard. Like, and you don't expect it to be hard, and you like brace yourself for things, and then you're like, bitch, I ain't ready.
Yep.
So
I thought I was gonna be able to make it. Not gonna make it.
not gonna
um.
make it. I didn't know this was gonna trigger me, but
Right.
but
Right.
so that's just kind of another lady lost her mom. Her name was also Jennifer. Had lost her mom like right before, Daddy had a heart attack. And she was like, I made peace with it as far as I'm you allowed to feel your feelings. And when she said it, I didn't understand. I didn't really think about it like that. I'm just like, whatever. But we spend so much time being strong and just kind of muscling through. And she's like, no, feel your feelings. It's okay. If you feel like you need to cry, cry.
Yeah.
If this, triggers you or whatever, realize what it is, whatever. But she's just mainly just you're gonna have highs and lows. You're gonna have to go through all of them because when you stop and seize up, whenever you start to get sad or whatever, then you just don't get past that. And I'm like, okay, so I've been trying to kind of just as much as I can as a mom feel my emotions because sometimes you want to just bust out crying for no goddamn reason. Your kids are like,
Girl,
"Ah."
over cereal. I know it wasn't about cereal, but still.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, but Josiah is like, bitch, it's just cereal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
it's one of
No,
I mean,
no, I will
I
say
know
I
he
did have the presence of mind to,
no walk away.
not, I kept, right, I kept it to myself. Megan, though, she was like, but Josiah, and that I will, because I would have hated to lash out in that moment, knowing it had nothing to do with him, but he wouldn't have understood that. So I will say that I was proud that I was able to hold it together long enough for me to get away to another space where I could, go ahead and feel those feelings. But yeah, no, Josiah was just like,
Bitch,
okay,
and cereal. I'm go eat your cereal in the closet. I don't know what to tell you, man.
right,
Just
yeah,
and
yeah,
4-year-old is gonna be like, bitch, you want mine? I don't. But yeah,
right, yeah.
but
I
yeah.
mean,
I
I'll give
mean,
you some. I'm a hand feed you with my hands that have been on
mm,
everything. But if you want it,
ain't thought about washing shit. But yeah,
and he's a
so
boy too. Oof.
I mean, it ain't no better for girls either. I hate to tell you, at 4, it does not matter. Mm-mm.
Mm,
Remember, like the
that's
Rugrats when
unfortunate.
Tommy Pickles used to put the shit in his diaper and just
And
be
his diaper,
digging for gold. I'm like,
yes. Oh yeah, I didn't even think
uh,
about that.
girl, but I'm like, it's so wholesome. It's such a wholesome, like, it's like that go on because I'm like, nigga, they don't notice a bulge in your diaper. What the heck? Grandpa
Man,
trying to
man,
get a
and you know
nappy.
what?
It's
We
alive.
have never. I mean, actually, I take that back. I was about to say we don't ever see him getting a diaper change, but we do see it a couple of times. But like,
We don't ever see them being like, what is all this shit? But why is the remote in here? Because
I
he would
know
have the screwdriver to open the little playpen. He always got
he
that
don't
on
never have no
deck.
scratches on his leg though. Like either.
Girl,
Like
CPS, they don't go to daycare because CPS would have been called. Like, no,
man,
no.
man,
Like, ma'am, every day he come to daycare, he got diaper. He got 10,000 things in his diaper. What's up?
right, right. And he got scratches all on his legs and stuff, whatever. And then the other kids, they just following him like they expecting him to, pass out cookies or
Like
something
he's
out
a
there.
gang leader and he do be having cookies in the diaper.
Look,
Hell,
look,
but Lillian and the boys,
a Lil and
Phil in there,
Phil.
uh, one of them had worms in their diapers.
Yes,
And
yes,
I'm
they
like,
did.
and then
Yeah,
them kids actually ate them damn worms out the diapers.
yep.
Nobody was, there was no super. I mean, now as an adult, where was the actual supervision?
Look,
Because
girl,
grandpa was too damn old to be
that
chasing
was
after
the
four
90s.
kids. I mean, well, yeah, but he was too old to be chasing after four. He just wanted a nap. He is tired. He has lived his life, raised his kids.
Man, that man had PTSD. What are you talking about?
And then I'm like, the mom, what's the mom name? Whatever. Did she work?
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
did
she
she
did
work?
something. I don't know. She did something.
Because they always had all the
Always
kids.
dressed up.
I mean, I appreciate that aspect of like all the kids are always at this house, but that means somebody's supposed to be watching them motherfucking kids.
Yep.
I'm
That was
just,
grandpa, the one falling
girl,
asleep.
he
It
was
was
asleep. He
grandpa.
was tired. That man, he didn't see some things. Okay, he is trying to
Yeah,
get a
yeah, he
nap in.
did.
You can't tell me that man was drunk the
Mm-hmm.
whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even know it
Mm-hmm.
the whole time.
Oh yeah, and now that you got your cup, shout out to Plot Twist Creation,
Oh,
um, making our cups here. We will have a discount code to the website in the bio. So Jennifer will put it somewhere. I don't know where she's gonna put it, but she's gonna put that
I'm
there.
actually gonna
They
do it this time.
also we got some merch too, y'all. So check that out. Had to pay the bill first.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it this time. Put that in there.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
But you know I hate putting
It'll
stuff
be
on
only for this week only, the 16th through the
20th
20th, the 16th through the 20th. So check it out. Website.
website.
hmm But yeah, no. And then Angelica, ooh, she was so snotty. Like it's just amazing. You go
We
back to
all
watching
know
the
an
show now,
Angelica.
right? You go back to watching the show now, and you just like, oh, I don't like her.
They nobody like her. And then Susie, I liked her. She was that's a what Susie was a strong black woman. Okay,
And she
at the
was, and her
age of
mama was a
5.
doctor and everything.
But and I was like, hey, go ahead, Nickelodeon. Okay.
And Susie didn't take no shit though, even from the young, because you even watch the All Grown Up when she was like basically an activist, whatever. So
Basically
yeah,
an
Susie has
activist.
always been that
Basically,
girl.
Susie gonna whoop y'all ass. Okay.
Man,
Don't
man,
try her. Try
don't try
Jesus.
it, don't try it. But I mean, that was amazing though. They were actual, friends since they were like Rugrats, whatever. And then they had that strong sense of friendship, even through growing up in junior high and high school and stuff, whatever.
That's a reach in the cartoon. That's a reach. Cause
No, but I mean, that's what it
I
was
mean,
though.
all grown up. I didn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch the reboot. I didn't really
I
watch
only watched a couple episodes, but that's basically what it was. They were grown up, they were in high school, and like they were dealing with dating and trying to see concerts and friends and all this other stuff, whatever. So I mean, basically what it was.
It's funny
Yeah.
seeing what's the name with hair. I know that much.
Who, Tommy? I know,
Yeah, I'm like
right?
you had 3 strands this whole time we done known you throughout the whole
And
'90s,
you know
but
what? And
all
it
of a
was a
sudden
big decision on whether or not Tommy was gonna have hair when
he
they
had to
grew
have
up.
hair. He was gonna look like a skinhead if he didn't.
Well, I mean, it was also okay. What color hair did he take after his mom? Because you had Dylan. He already had hair when he came out, so
You can't make Tommy a redhead. You can't. So
you
yeah,
couldn't. No.
you had to go with the dad's hair. Like you, I mean,
Yeah. Right. Right.
you can't.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So,
But
but
you know,
can you
but yeah.
imagine making friends as a baby and then like having them? I mean, other than me, your best friend, um, and your daughter. What's that face for? Fix your face. Fix your face.
Okay.
I don't know, because there's something about making friends in your adult age now, like because for me there's always going to be different levels. There's coworkers, acquaintances, friends, and good friends, and then people I actually could
You actually
actually
fuck
tell some
with,
stuff
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
And it's only two people in that category, okay? And y'all know who that is. If you've been paying attention, you know who
If
that
you've been
is.
paying attention.
But is it even worth it nowadays to try to make friends? Like when you in your 30s, like do we really want to? Like, let's be for real.
I mean, it's hard because like I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, you have those friends that you put in categories, coworkers, associates, friends outside of work, and then your actual friends, and then the best friend, and then spouse.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's just people, because for me, it take a while to get moved to. You'll get friend zoned, but you'll get like coworker zoned in a heartbeat.
Hmm.
Like, oh,
Hmm.
we could have had a really cool like whatever,
Yeah.
but you did something really fuck shit, and I was like,
Well, my
that's my
thing is,
coworker.
outside of work, do I even think about you? No. So, mm-mm.
No, I mean, do we communicate? Would I tell you anything besides what,
Right.
girl? I'll
Like
go.
you talk to your coworkers enough, you start to figure out their hobbies, their likes and stuff, whatever. So
Hmm.
if I come across a reel, what I
Hmm.
think, oh, so and so would like that, and then send it to them. That's how you got to be in there
No,
long
we
enough.
not friends unless I'm sending you 5011 reels, either
Mm,
reels, TikToks, stories,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
YouTube short, everything. If I'm not
Yep.
sending you a bunch of shit just randomly, then
And it's only two of them.
we're
So
not
maybe
friends
because I
no
like
more.
everything even. It's only two coworkers that I actually like fool with, like
You do
for
have
real.
you're on the spectrum. I just want you to know that. I'm still
No,
working on my
no.
degrees, but you
Working on your
you're
degree.
on the spectrum.
Trying to be a
Yeah.
PhD. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you own this spectrum because it
No.
is weird. It is weird, not weird. It's really not that you like to have your like the TV volume. It can't be at 33. It got to be at 34.
Or
Otherwise,
32.
or 32, or
I can't
36,
be the only one.
or
I know I
38.
am not the only one.
Okay, I mean, but that's just that's a weird quirk. It's why we love you so much. It's a weird quirk, but yeah. So I mean, those people that you communicate with outside of work. Like I want to say, like, how do you make friends as an adult? As an adult, how do you make friends? Because it's like I know, like in high school, you hang out. Oh, you're in band. I'm in band. Never that. Never bad scenario.
You're such a hater.
Never bad
You might as well
scenario.
go ahead and embrace it and be a booster
You're on
mom.
the football team. I'm a trainer. So how can I help you?
I mean, honestly, the only thing I could think of is work because it's not like I'm gonna make a connection with somebody at the grocery store or something. Like I'm really literally there to grab something and go home. Like I don't
But
have
people
time.
really be trying to have those connections. Like even with like the people that are checking them out at the store, they will, oh hey, how you doing? How you kids? How you mom and them, whatever. And I am not that personal person to be like, oh, let me just have a whole conversation with this person that I just happen to meet in line while I'm
I will
doing
have a conversation.
whatever.
Like I will be
Your
friendly,
friendly ass.
but I'm
Yes,
not your
you are
friend.
friendly. You oh okay. Well, yeah.
I will be friendly, but I am not your friend. Like I will let you tell me all the information that you want to provide, but you're not gonna get very much from me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then you send me
I'm just
that
an
reel or
ear.
whatever. You was like, it's got to match. It got to be the same, but
Yeah,
opposite. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
If if
yeah.
if I tell you my shit, you telling me your shit, and if not, you
Right,
gonna tell them my shit.
right. But I mean, I really don't care. I am also the type of person that will look at you in your face while you're telling me information, type it as though I'm taking note, and still not actually retain the information that you've just told me.
No,
So
no, man.
whatever you said in the line, unless it was intriguing, unless one of the people in my head said, "Oh, that's interesting," I don't care. I don't
Let's
care.
latch on to that. No, but that
Hmm.
also could be the ADHDs. So
Is it really? Is that an ADHD thing?
to zone out of conversations, yes, bitch.
I mean, I'm not zoning. Like
Oh,
while
bitch,
we're
you
in the
be
conversation,
zoning.
I am there.
You decided the conversation was no longer interesting, so you're no longer present. So you're
No,
uh-huh.
no,
Mm.
that's not it. I
That's
never said that I was no
that's
longer present.
crazy.
I am in the conversation. I am, letting you speak. I am listening. I'm, providing some of that, feedback that you need. But it's just once the conversation is done, I just chuck it away.
That's the ADHD.
So I'm fully present in the conversation,
Oh yeah, no,
but
I be checking out mid conversation. I'd be like,
no,
it could be
I
an even interesting conversation. It just depends, but it's also a stress level thing too.
yeah.
If there's a lot going on around me, I can't focus on that one thing. So if your
Mhm.
conversation is not that interesting and somebody got punched in the mouth and you still talking to me, huh? Girl, that's crazy.
Yeah, see, no,
So
I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that I can multitask. I would be, ooh. Did y'all? Look, I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. Nope. I would be turned all the way around in my seat. Jessica, let me
Well,
over here.
no.
Okay, hold on 1 second though, because it looked
Mm,
like somebody might need the police called on them, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm nowhere around anything that's happening real quick.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Get him back. No? Okay, well, shit.
I wouldn't encourage. I don't want to be on nobody's camera encouraging. So,
I
but
mean,
I'm just
if
gonna make sure
somebody
that
getting
by the
their ass
time.
whooped in front of you, you just be like, you could have get off of them.
Nah, I will make sure
Uh,
that I'm outside of the ring of whatever
you so
happened. You know what I'm
stupid.
saying?
You are
But
so
I
stupid.
will not
Well,
be a
no, because
participant.
nowadays, if it's a crowd of people and if it's adults, I mean, at school, maybe hopefully, but probably, people they be packing. Okay, Texas is license to
Look.
carry, so they fighting. They gonna be shooting soon. I'm leaving.
That's when you need your coworker, your work friend to be like, "Come on, my car is closed right here."
Yeah, no, for real. No, for real.
That might get
No,
you
for
moved up
real.
in the friend rank, actually.
You know what?
If I'm
You know
being
what?
honest,
Your trial period is
that
it's
might
coming
get you
up
that
for
promotion.
review. Your trial period is coming up for review because I'll be quick to friend zone or acquaintance or co-worker zone people in a heartbeat.
Look,
And
that's
it
just where
is
you
what it
stay
is.
at until you move up. That's just where you stay at with me.
But then I'm like, but also I'm not a sociable person, but I also want to make friends. Or I want to
I,
be a good friend, if that makes sense. But also being a good friend is hard work. Cause literally, I got y'all and I got like I got Cat. It's hard work to schedule shit. Me and Kat was supposed to go out on Sunday. What happened was this time it was her fault.
well, oh, okay.
But yeah, no, this time it was her fault. She went somewhere for Memorial Day. 'Cause I didn't realize when we planned the day that it was a holiday. Because I'll be thinking about shit like that. Next time I look at my calendar. But yeah, so I didn't
Right.
realize it was a holiday weekend. So yeah, she out of town for the holiday weekend. She's like, "Well, I'm gonna be back in till Monday." I said, "Girl, we're gonna figure it out next month because we trying to do one outing a month." And I'm like, "We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna miss this month then, huh?"
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's already the end of the month anyway, so just might as
Yeah,
well just let that go.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But
it's
that's also
just,
another thing, though. That's a factor that goes into that you have to consider when you're trying to make friends as an adult. Is like you have everybody has their life outside of work,
hmm
family, spouse, a significant others if they're not, married yet, parents if they're taking care of those, or even some people have second jobs. Like it's a lot to try to have to fit in new relationships because in the beginning you really have to put a lot of work into them.
but that's why I'm like the whole. Oh, it was so ever. Girl, why is your light? Oh, that's your monitor. Okay, I was like, it's so effortless.
Yeah, it's the monitor.
We just kind of clicked, and I'm like, oh,
Mm. That soon, huh? Okay.
the only relationship I don't have to put any work into, like to get established, was yours. Okay,
I know, right? For real.
it's kind
For
of
real. And that's
like,
only because we had a 7 month incubation period before we could even, really truly lock eyes on each other. Okay. So
hmm
you know what I'm saying? That we just clicked when we came out. I came out 21 minutes before, checked out the space, scoped out how it was, and then she
wow.
followed, you know.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, yeah.
Because that's because I knew it was ghetto here when I was. Yeah, I mean, you
Yep. And
sure?
that's why she kicked me out. She gave me a wet willy and kicked
You
me
get
out.
my
Yep.
no. We're not gonna keep on doing this. We're
Yep.
not gonna do this.
Yep.
No.
It's true. It's true, y'all. Look it up. It's public records. I'm sure it is. Um, but
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Fact
yeah.
check me. Yeah. That is in fact a false statement.
No,
Okay.
no.
Thank you very
Mm-mm.
much. False
You can't prove
statement.
it.
Yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, so now I'm looking into like the things like around town. I'm like, okay, well, when I tell the way I'm gonna tell my kids, if you want to make friends, the clubs that you're in, whatever. But when you as an adult, and there's so many adults that have like these full, like formed lives outside of their kids and outside of work. And I'm like, bitch, where do you find the fucking time or the
Where do you
energy?
have the time? I come home, I cook dinner, I take care of my kid, I say hi to my wife, and then I'm asleep. Like, who has
Rinse
the
and repeat.
time?
Yeah.
If we have to, if I, and honestly, truthfully, like my two coworker, we try to get together once a month. Once a month, we try
How
to have
how 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 many
one.
months have y'all missed?
We've missed four in a row, and it's just like life stuff happens.
Which is
Like,
May. So yeah, y'all
you
did it in
know,
January and that was it.
that was it. That was it. And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
And then on top of that, so in order for us to do that, there's so much other coordinating around that.
Hmm.
So not only do we have to pick a date, or date range, we have all learned to pick a date range. And then I gotta take that back to my spouse because we have a kid, so we gotta coordinate that. You know what? If she's gonna be a single parent for the night, she needs to know.
You will
And
not
then
say single parent for the night. Y'all get on my nerves with that. Ooh,
well,
y'all make me
okay.
sick.
What do we call it? Joint parent appreciation day. Is that what we called it? Co-parenting appreciation. Whatever it was. And then one person, they have like three dogs, so they have to, make sure that the dogs are taken care of, let their
Hmm.
spouse know that they're going to be doing it. And then the other person,
Hmm.
she was helping with her elderly parents, people in her family and stuff, whatever, when I was sick. So, there's so much coordination that goes into it. And we still
Right.
haven't made it for a couple of months. We keep saying, okay, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do better next month. But, at this point we can't, I mean, you can't hold it against, people, oh man,
Hmm.
something came up, the dog got sick, whatever the case may be, but whew.
No, I mean, I feel like you know how they're like, oh, it's a group chat. It needs to get out the group chat phase. I feel like, and this is how my mind works. So just
Hmm.
bear with me, and I could be wrong, but I'm probably right. But in the group chats, it's like people look to me to be like not necessarily group chat, but in friend because I mean we have multiple friend groups, coworker groups, whatever the case may be. I feel like people look to me to be like, okay, well, you want to do something, let's do something. You need to plan it. And I'm like,
Oh
I
yeah.
am no. Most people are like, you need to plan. I'm like, I know that y'all think that I have that gene from my mother, but I don't. I don't. That lady would plan some stuff. I despise planning things, but I love making plans.
Right,
I
right. I
will
love
make a
that you thought of
to-do list.
me.
I love to make a to-do list. I will, mark everything off, whatever. But so that's what I do. So I'll make a list. So now I'm like, okay, well maybe let me go ahead and stop shying from being the planner of the group because
Hmm.
apparently that's the role that I'm in for all the groups.
But also as an adult though, like we don't have to conform to the peer pressure. Like if
What
you
peer
don't want to
pressure?
do something, we're allowed to say no. If it's not who I am as a person, I'm not gonna do it.
What's the sense like I want to do this, but you know me, I don't do shit alone. So I'll be like, you coming?
For
Okay, well
real.
then, well, this is what we got to do. So then it becomes oh, okay, well, you need to figure out, and plan for the whole night. And I'm like, okay, great. But I've been like
Right.
shying away from
And
that
don't
because I don't
invite me
like
somewhere
it.
and it don't invite me somewhere and then you plan on leaving me. Like that's not what this is. No.
Oh no, no, that's not a problem because I don't plan on driving. Mm-mm. I hate to drive. Matter of fact, you're driving going forward because every time we go together, you always got me driving, except for the last two times.
Okay. So I'm looking up what the internet says for how to make friends as an adult.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause this so that you can get a chance to read
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so the internet says, the six tools for, making friends as an adult. Okay, we're gonna switch over to the internet.
Hmm.
Be
Hmm.
where potential friends are. Okay, so you got to show up where the people gather regularly. Club, classes, workshops, volunteering, meetup, or Eventbrite. I don't even know what Eventbrite is. Oh, basically use apps or website to
Hmm.
find like social gatherings and stuff, whatever. I mean, that's cool. I guess you find that way you find like-minded people.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sure, sure. Leveraging existing connection, reconnect with old friends, acquaintances, or coworkers. Ask friends if they'd introduce you to others with similar interests. Attend social events you're invited to, even if you're unsure. See, I'm not about to ask anybody if you know anybody else that I can hang out with. Like,
I mean, if you knew somebody who's like, "Oh, let me hook you up with a date" or whatever, that's the same concept.
yeah, no, thank
I know
you.
this person would be great for you, but then I'm also like, this is sounding lonelier and lonelier as it.
Right. Right? Like it'd be different if you said, "Oh, so and so would like this and stuff, whatever." I could probably invite them next time. Oh yeah, sure, invite them along next
But
time. But
I
I'm not
think
gonna.
that's what
I'm
that
not gonna.
is. I think that's what that means.
Okay,
I
because
think that's
I'm
what that
like,
means.
hey, do you have another friend that so that way we could have four? I don't know.
I mean, and then not to be funny, but in most female friend groups, it's very cliquey. So yeah, I'm friend with Susan, and then I go over here and I'm with Becky, and then Becky and Susan beefing, so we can't hang out together anyway.
Well,
Just me. Okay. Anyway, what's next one?
which side did you choose?
To stay the fuck at home. I ain't about to be. Matter of fact, I didn't want to, because this is also in theory. I want to get out and do stuff, but also I like to stay at home. I don't know. Let's tell you, we got this nice new house.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it'll be put together and decorated, you know.
Yeah.
So
Eventually.
eventually, it's gonna be a nice little chill kickback, whatever. But in the meantime,
Right. Right.
for sanity and to try and find something else to do, like you know, floating out. I'm like trying to see what do I like to do? What can I do now? So that's kind of the
Yeah.
midlife crisis now.
But that's the
Although,
part of yeah, about to say that's the part of growing up though, like,
yeah,
who am I now? Especially because, my thing is when people become parents, a lot of times they lose themselves in their parenthood. And then when the kid is 18 and they go away to, college and stuff, whatever, not only are they dealing with the empty nest, they don't know who the fuck they are.
right.
So,
So right now, with mine being 14 and 9, when I say fuck them kids, I'm just starting early. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just starting early. I'm not gonna wait till y'all grown and I'm tired and old
right.
and grayer before I'm be like, oh, let me figure out what I like. So I'm like, no, let's
Yeah.
jumpstart this life and see what we're doing.
Right. Right. Let's go ahead and just figure it out now.
Hmm.
The third one, be open and approachable. Show
Oh, that's a
genuine
no.
curiosity
I can't
about
do that.
people. Ask questions. Listen well. That's on me. Smile and use open body language. Be willing to make the first move. Want to grab a coffee sometime?
Girl, people be scared of me because of my RBF.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm like, I don't be thinking that I have a social distancing shirt, but I just be,
It's just the face, huh? Mm.
and they can read apparently. Good for you.
Right.
Good for you. No, I mean
Right.
it's
A
just
plus
like,
for you.
girl,
Let's go get a bite to eat or
this
something.
grown ass man at my job was like, "Hey, can you ask Jennifer this because last time she got upset when I asked her." And I'm like, you really that scared that you can't take this getting chewed out or whatever? Because for one, you was dead ass wrong the first time, and you didn't learn the second time. So yeah, but you too damn scared to say something, really?
I think that's just because people are just afraid of rejection in general, afraid of hearing the word no.
Girl, they get what they want because I can't be like, oh, girl, it's my fucking manager. I have to do what you said, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna do it, but I ain't gonna be quiet
You're
about
gonna
it because
hear
you just but you still getting what you want. So I mean, you better take this ass up and go on.
it.
But
Look,
no,
just like the kids. I mean, I'm gonna do it, but you're gonna hear this mouth.
oh, you gonna hear
Yeah.
it.
And then the other one is number four is be consistent.
Mm.
Friendships need repetition to grow. See the same people regularly. Follow up after the first meeting. Message them. Invite them out. Understand it takes time. Don't be discouraged if things start slow.
Now, when you say consistent with ADHD, out of sight, out of mind is a real thing. So I be
Um,
forgetting until like 3, 4 days later to be like, let me check on this person, see how they doing.
I think that's
And
fair
then,
though. I think
but
that's
I be
valid.
like, I
Like,
be,
unless we said we were going to meet up or talk, the next day or whatever, I think 2 or 3 days afterward is perfectly fine, especially because
bitch,
we
I
are
meant like two
adults
or
with
three
real life.
weeks. I meant 2 or 3 weeks. Okay,
Oh,
then
okay. Well,
it just sounded good 2, 3 days, but 2 or 3 weeks. Like your birthday was let's say your birthday was May 1st. It's May 26th. I'm happy birthday. No,
look, y'all better
is that
start
bad?
using them smartphones y'all carry around
That
with you in your
bad?
pocket. Put them dates in the calendar. If they are, if it's a birthday you trying to remember, put it in your phone.
Well, how I know if I'm trying to remember if I forgot it already, Jessica?
Well, mm.
Exactly. I'm trying to hold on because one of my friends' birthdays is coming up June 3rd, and he was like, I done told you this like 5 times. I'm like, I have slept since then.
Right, right.
I don't mean no harm, but I be forgetting.
Well, I don't know who it is, but I remind you, June 3rd, you were supposed to be telling somebody happy birthday.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. This is why I said, yeah, girl,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Mm-hmm.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to,
Um,
nurture friendships. Okay.
right, right. You know,
I
I
know it's
got
your
you. I
birthday.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Um, join online communities, Reddit, Discord, or Facebook group for specific interests or local areas.
The
Apps
internet's
like
weird.
Bumble, BFF, or Friender designed specifically for platonic connection.
The internet is weird, and anytime you have something where it's gonna be like people meeting male and female, unless it's specified as just females only in a group chat, somebody gonna try and holler.
Girl.
When I was streaming, it was like, oh, I don't know what they was asking me, but I'm like, I'm old and married,
Yep, I know,
okay,
right?
old
And
and
you kept saying
married.
it too. I was like, okay. And that's when I got into the chat. I was like, what is going on? Oh, by the way, if y'all didn't know, J Money be streaming. You know, she's doing Hogwarts Legacy and some other stuff, whatever. So check her out on Twitch. All
Yeah.
right. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, I had to jump into the chat because I was like, she just kept saying, "Oh, girl, I'm old. Y'all know I'm old. You know,
Yeah,
married
no,
over
because
here." And I'm
no,
like,
old and married. Like at this point,
I'm
no.
like, okay, do I need to be modding this chat? Like, what the
Yeah,
hell is
and you
going
sure
on?
did. And you sure did. But yeah, so I mean, it's just one of them things that's like it's
Yeah.
always an issue. Now I gotta then I'm like, but hell, I'm old. I gotta learn how to do Discord and all that stuff again. Cause I and what's the best? I'll learn how to do something and then decide I don't need to do it and just forget. Like I don't need this no
I,
more.
like them conversations I told you about in the morning, in the beginning. You know, I just after it's done, done. You know, I'm done with it. Um,
No,
but then
for
that brings
real.
us to the last one. It says, "Be a good friend first. Be reliable and show up when you say you will. Offer help or support when someone needs it. Celebrate others' win and be present during tough time." So,
Okay, so too many times I've been a good friend
hmm
and that's not reciprocated. The whole treat everybody right or treat people how you want to be treated, show
mm,
people whatever.
hmm
Done all that.
yeah.
But people be taking it for granted. Like, no,
Yeah,
for real.
no,
I'm
for
like,
real. No, no, that's a different topic for a different night. Maybe we'll carry that again on this podcast. But yeah, no, that basically because there's a line, right? You treat people how you want to be treated, but also at the same time, if they're not receptive, then we just gotta cut them. We gotta cut them. But then we're the assholes because now all of a sudden they can't understand why we're acting seemingly out of character.
oh, yeah, we moving funny. No, you move funny
Right.
first.
Right, right, and I think, that's just a part of us being adults and stuff, whatever. And some of that is just gonna be some other conversations and stuff, but yeah, and you have to balance between the two. So you could be a good friend and stuff, whatever, and text and stuff, whatever, but also at the same time, like if this person that you're now a friend with, if they're a caller and you are not a talk on the phone person, is that grounds enough for me to not pursue this
Voice
friendship anymore?
notes. Voice notes. Do voice notes. Because it's text messaging and it's just quick notes. If you need to hear my tone, because a lot of stuff is lost in translation when you text in specifically. But
Yeah,
if you have to
yeah.
hear my voice to know I'm just kidding for if I don't put the LOL on there and you like this bitch really told me to go play in traffic.
I'm like, is this bitch serious?
you know. But that's why I say, I'm actually trying some things out, to get myself out of my comfort zone because yeah, depression is real. And when you're waking up from it, it's a slow and gradual thing. But I got invited to a honky tonk.
Mm.
Hmm.
Honky tonk. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be in June, like the 14th, 16th, some one of them. One of those days. So we gonna see.
And they gave you enough time too.
Yeah, I gotta find some
So what
calaboose.
but once you accept events that have been planned out in a
No,
in a
you gotta
far
give
enough
me two
time,
weeks. No, you gotta give me 2 weeks
you gotta
notice.
go. But you gotta
You,
go though.
I
Now
mean,
that you said you gotta go,
I'm
there. I
gonna
mean,
go. I'm gonna go.
you
I'm
can't
gonna
cancel this.
go. And then she was like, "Oh, they have live music or whatever." Mind you,
Hmm
I don't listen to country like the country pop, maybe. but I don't listen to country like that. So I'm like, I mean, I'll go. I gotta
Right,
find a
right.
beer that's tolerable because ugh, that's just nasty. But yeah,
I
so
mean, they do shots there too, you know.
girl, I ain't trying to get white girl wasted with these white people.
But where there's a line, there's a line, and that's
No.
not one I'm gonna cross. Okay, all right.
Mm.
Well,
So I got playing Becky.
speaking, yeah. So speaking of friends, I saw this Reddit. Am I the asshole for wanting to cut off my close friend after she booked their wedding 6 days before mine?
You gonna read it?
Yeah, I'm about to.
Because
I'm
I'm
about to.
like, no. But then I'm like, well,
So I, 29 female, have this friend, 30 female, who booked their wedding date 6 days before ours. For background, his boyfriend, I, and my fiance went to the same university. We're not that close, but fast forward to the four of us are currently working abroad and
oh,
become okay, became close over the span of 2 years.
okay.
Close friend, as in we were together for almost every week for that period. My fiance and I got engaged last June, and we booked the date, venue, and our major suppliers on the same month. We immediately told our friend group about the date so that they can plot it into the calendar ahead of time. I had been sharing every detail to this close friend of mine since she already appointed herself as one of my bridesmaids, which I really intend to. Um, then 4 months after this close friend of mine got engaged, which I'm obviously happy with, until she told me a month ago that they picked a date which is 6 days before ours. I was so shocked because it seemed like she didn't consider the people around her. We have common friend who will both be attending on our wedding, and both of our wedding will be held at the same city, 4 hours away from the metro. I immediately told her that I might not be on her wedding since for sure I'll be busy a week
Yeah,
before my wedding since I have no coordinator. I live abroad and will hold our wedding in our home country, which I only took a work leave for 3 weeks max. There's a lot to do for last minute preparation. After telling her that, she replied to me, "It's okay, I understand." Then goes out to my room as if the info she told me is only an FYI, which hurts me a little more because she doesn't care if I'll be at her wedding or not. She's in my bridesmaids list, but I'm planning to remove her due to this. I didn't talk to her about this, but I've been hurting since then, and at that point in the day, it's not within my control. She can pick any date she wants, but I just hope she considers me in any way. So, am I the asshole for for having this feeling? What should I do? How can I tell her about removing her on my list without getting into these details? I've played in my mind, what if I open up my feelings to her, but I think she'll play the victim or as if I'm overreacting.
okay. You have any thoughts on that?
Um, as far as the date goes, no, not really. Because
What is your
she
wedding
can.
date?
Mine is
Yeah,
the 8th.
September.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And mine is the 10th of September. Different
No,
years.
you're.
My
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
Bitch, mine is the 10th.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the 10th. It's the 10th. Yeah.
It's the 10th.
Yeah. So I don't care about the dates and stuff, whatever. Now, mind you, it was different years. We got married different years. I could see, if we were the same one, but even still,
No, but
no, I wouldn't
you said
because
something. No, you did say something about us getting married around your anniversary time. But I think it was more so the lines of, yeah, no, you did. You said that. It was something you had an issue with it at first. I remember.
oh, because she was copying me. Oh, duh.
But if you want to be 1,000%, I got married the first time in September too. So,
Yeah.
and that was well before your wedding. So you still was copying me. So, bitch,
Oh,
I own the
okay.
month of September. I own it.
I don't care. I don't care
I
because
mean,
honestly, because
but
especially in this
you made a
scenario.
comment. You made a comment about it though. That's the reason why I'm saying like I could kind of I want to see like go back to your petty self like the years ago and see what because you had made some kind of comment about it. Y'all been being y'all's month or whatever for or something. Because I mean, literally, it's the same week of your anniversary. But if I'm being 100%, your wedding is the first week, the same week within 4 days of my first wedding too. So I'm like,
Hold on, babe. Do you remember if you remember your first reaction when Jennifer said she was getting married on the 10th, regarding to around our day for our wedding? Okay, she got her headphones in. She don't hear me. No, I don't remember. I want to
now
say
you talking
something.
to
It was a
yourself.
month. Huh?
I said, now you're talking to yourself, but
Huh? I was,
mhm.
yeah. I was asking, do you remember your reaction to when Jennifer said she was getting married on the 10th, regarding around our wedding date and our anniversary? Yeah, but do you remember anything else? Okay, so all she said was, I said, really?
Tell her she stole my wedding month anyway.
She said we stole her wedding month anyway. Delusional. So, no, she claimed she had it first because when she married the other one, that was during the month of
It
September
was
too.
September. It was like the 4th or the
Hmm?
6th.
Yeah, she said all 2 months of it. Yeah. But anyway, no, um, no. And regarding this one, it's one day. Like you're not you're not coordinating for the other wedding. So like, even if you have, you're busy and stuff, whatever, this whole week and stuff, whatever, it's a couple of hours, right? Like honestly and truthfully, the wedding part is only like 40 minutes tops. And then you go to the reception and stuff, whatever, afterwards, depending on how they do it and stuff, whatever. So I mean, I mean, yeah, it's probably inconvenient as hell. Don't get me wrong, it's probably inconvenient as hell, but I mean, it's a couple of hours.
I mean, yeah, like you said, so you feel like she's overreacting in her response.
On that part. But now you get into the bridesmaid situation and stuff, whatever, like obviously there's a disproportionate balance of friendship on one side. Clearly she bridesmaid material for you, but you are not bridesmaid material for her.
Well,
And
you can't be like you can't do that because you talking about you don't want her at your wedding because she gonna have a well no you know what that is what it is. But I
yeah.
was like, well, it's because she gonna no, because you ain't got shit to do
Uh-huh.
with planning that wedding. All you gotta do is get a dress.
Nothing.
And if
And
she
then she's
really
been
wants
telling
you
her
in
every
it,
single She been telling you every single detail and stuff, and she was acting like she was already in the bridal party with, I mean, so, and you're not even considered for the bridal party.
hmm, is that
That
what
would
this
have
is
me feeling some
about?
type of
Is that what
way.
this is about? Because it's not the same day. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
I
It's
mean,
not
that would have me
even.
feeling some type of way. That's all I'm saying. The date, take or leave. Would I love it? No, but I mean, I could make it. I could make an appearance, but not
No, I
being
mean,
even considered for the
she's
bridal
getting
party.
married first. So old girl might be on her honeymoon by the time y'all get married 6 days
Not
later.
if she's in the bridal party.
Well, I mean that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, if you're doing it for that reason, then yeah, no, tell her, hey, well, since you got so much going on with your wedding, no hard feelings, but I'm gonna go ahead and take you to the bridal party because we gotta
Oh,
have
you
even
talking
numbers.
about the last one?
Yeah, we gotta
Mm-hmm.
have even numbers. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you out the party because you're probably gonna be anniversary on your
Honeymoon.
honeymoon
Yeah.
trip or whatever. So let's not. But I mean, that being said, it could be an issue with the venue because well, we used our church, so we got to pick the day. But if you pick like a venue or whatever, you got to go with what days they got available. Or if it's a popular church, you got to go with what days they have available. So if they only
Yeah.
have this day and then they're booked clean up until next year, then you got to go with the days you got available.
Well,
And
I mean, yeah.
no tea, no shade. But if I'm already gonna be in town anyway, let's go ahead and knock this out. Okay, I'm going to your wedding.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, two birds, one stone. Don't have me
Okay.
coming right back 2 weeks from now because then I might actually really be on my honeymoon. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because it's unrealistic for you to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm getting married in September. You can't get married till October. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not. You don't get to pick the day, bitch. You
right,
you don't.
right,
I don't have to consider you in the date of that. I just have to be
right,
mindful that if I do it the same week or the same motherfucking day,
right.
then I have to be like, oh, well, she's not gonna be there. I don't expect her to be there. I'll make sure I
There's that
send a gift to her wedding.
possibility.
Yeah,
Right.
but other than that. I feel like it's more feeling involved into not being included into her wedding, or you feel like you
Yep.
should have been invited, and not that she didn't include you, but she because it might be well. I know you're gonna be busy with your wedding, so I'm not gonna put you in the wedding party because I know you got a lot going on. Trying to be considerate with that, but
Yeah.
because yours was announced first, she was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna be in this bitch," you know.
hmm Well, I mean, I think that was also the thing at the end. She was like, I want to tell her she's not a part of the wedding, but I
Then
don't want to
tell her
tell
sooner
her
than
the
later.
reason.
Why? Be up. I mean, it's like
Exactly.
she gonna play the victim. How? It seemed like
It sounds like
that.
you playing the victim, really.
Hmm. And if that's something that she constantly does, then you just have to tell her the reason is you're gonna be busy with your stuff and you might be
hmm
on your honeymoon, and I don't want to put any extra undue stress into you. You're more than welcome to come to the bachelorette party. You're not expected to host or do anything like that. Just you have no obligations to this wedding besides just showing up to the events that you want to show up to. And if you don't go to the wedding because you have so much going on with your wedding or your honeymoon or whatever, then don't, and no hard feelings. If you want to maintain that friendship, because people will, was it Bride Wars? Was a movie that came out a long
Yeah.
ass time ago.
But
Like it'd be stuff like that for real. So I'm like,
But you
okay.
know what? I think that's part of the thing too, because when she was like, it was like she didn't care. So when she told old girl, she was like, I don't know that I'll be able to make it, because of the stuff I'm doing with my wedding. It was like, old girl was like, okay, cool, I understand. And then so she got upset because she was like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you mean you're not gonna be in my wedding and yada da da? And I'm
But
just
don't
like,
share
okay,
no
so you
more
was
plans for
already
your wedding, though. Don't share no more plans, okay? Because what we're not
okay,
gonna do is have it be competing weddings.
okay.
Be like, oh, I don't know, girl.
Right? Because and
We
that's the
gotta figure it
thing.
out.
Like you told them the event, you told them the date, you
Cause
told
bitch,
them
if I go to your
the
wedding, you got my floral arrangements on the table. We fighting.
oh yeah, for real.
We
Like
fighting.
okay, okay, it could have been a coinky dink the same week. It could have been a coinky dink. Okay,
I
but
want to
then
know
you
when they
gonna
pick
need
their
the
colors.
exact color palette? Oh
No,
no,
so I want to know when they pick their colors. I'm like, oh, please tell me they're not both purple
it don't
girlies.
matter. She picked her color palette
Please
anytime after you, and you
Please tell
already
me.
told
But
her.
what if she's a purple girly? Because you know what? If you're a purple girly, you're gonna have purple. It don't matter. You're gonna have purple. Okay?
And you can have different color purple. You ain't gotta have my color palette.
Bitch, I had purple in both weddings.
hmm Yeah, and pink in the first one. That was doomed. But I mean, I don't know. I just think the whole thing was gonna be
I hate
messy
you.
for the poster.
I hate
It was
you.
doomed.
Oh God, I fucking hate you. But yeah, I mean, if that's what it feels like. It's more along the lines of now y'all are gonna be. Now I feel like y'all are gonna like drift towards competition. And if it
I
really
think
is
that's what it
all
is.
love and y'all are really friends, then you need to at least let this girl know, hey, you got a lot going on with your wedding. Have your wedding. Because again, I ain't got shit to do with your date. You and your groom picked it. Whatever. I ain't got nothing to do with your date. But you ain't got to tell her no more details about your wedding.
Right. And in fact, I would advise you not to tell her nothing.
Cause
But see,
bitch,
that's the thing. It's
cause
one
it
of them
might be
things where I
a
think she just
subliminal thing where she accidentally like take the same like I was gonna do this or what do you think of this and then oh it just came to me this and you go to her
and
wedding
y'all had conversations like 4 months
yeah
ago
and
about
y'all
it.
talked about it
Yeah.
and it's like no bitch because now we gotta fight because you're not about to take my idea.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think this is a case of, you having this whole ass argument with nobody but yourself. And the friend
That
is just
part.
like, okay, I understand, but then here's my question. So after the weddings, are y'all still friends?
Right, right. So I mean, ultimately, do you want to preserve the friendship other than this situation has she been moving funny? Like.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean,
Like,
now the subcontext would be like, oh yeah, when me and old dude started dating, she started fucking his cousin. Just like I need to like, is she really that type of friend? Because you know the type of friend what I'm talking about. Like oh yeah, you my friend, you like me, but you're really not my friend. You want to be me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
But I mean, I'm not saying that this is what this friend is. It just seemed like maybe y'all should have that conversation.
yeah, yeah,
Because I mean, that's a simple thing. I mean, if y'all, it's as simple as okay, I don't go to your wedding, you don't go to my wedding. It is what it is.
yeah. Okay,
But
okay.
I'd be pissed if I go to your wedding, you don't go to mine. Yeah.
Right,
The,
like,
the the jury's still out if y'all gonna maintain friendship.
That's what I say honestly, and really it depends on how that week goes down to really decide how y'all gonna if y'all are even gonna even think talk after the weddings. I mean, because so much could happen. Cause within those 2 weeks, you're gonna have two bachelor parties. So again, she show up to your bachelor party, you're gonna go to her. If
That
she go to your
part.
bachelor party and she buying the drinks and stuff, whatever, you're gonna buy drinks at her. And you're like, what is that? Because now you've made it a tit for tat kind of thing. It's an automatic
Hold
competition.
on.
So I feel like that whole week is just gonna be funny now because now you made it a competition. So I don't know. It's up in the air for me.
Mm.
So. Okay, so now we didn't went into this whole friendship, we didn't went into this wedding thing and stuff, whatever. So now we're gonna go back to dating and stuff, whatever. Because I found this really funny question thing, and I wanted to just to let you know some of the results. So the thing is, you have 60 seconds to ruin a first date. What do you say?
Uh,
Okay.
oh, okay. You want, okay, listen.
So the first comment is when they show up, look at them with a flat expression and say, "Really? Well, I'm sure you did your best."
Bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one. They continuing with the sigh. Let's get this over with.
Bitch.
The next one. Before we call this a complete waste of time and go home, do you have a picture of your sister? The next one. Let me guess. Great personality. uh, um. Oh, wow. This one. My ex was hotter. Uh, my girlfriend will be here soon. We have to
Mm.
hurry here.
Mm.
Um, let's make this quick. My wife is waiting in the car.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Um, I forgot my wallet. I'll just eat whatever you don't finish.
Oh,
Um, somehow I think this would be even better if you do have your wallet, but only have a gift card for like McDonald's $5 gift card. So do you see this going somewhere? Because my parents really want grandkids soon, and I already showed them your LinkedIn. Wow. But that actually might have the opposite effect. I mean,
yeah, these would be like, oh, I love you, first date, nigga.
right? You be thinking that's gonna be a date ender, but they be like, you know what? Direct. I like it.
No, yes, yes. He just says what he's feeling. Yeah. No.
Okay. Well. hmm Well, that's all we got tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and end it here. So this has been Who All Come in the Kinfolk podcast. I'm Arun Assassin, and we got Jay Monet. Good night.
Bye.